Hello everyone, Vincent Teoh from HDTV Test here. Today we're going to unbox this Panasonic EZ1000 OLED television, which is also marketed in the UK as the EZ1002. This is a TV that Panasonic claims has a number of features that allows it to hit the video accuracy demanded by professional film studios. It even has the tagline, Hollywood to your home, in front of the box. So let's unbox it and see what sort of picture settings are available in the user menu. Now that we've set up the Panasonic EZ1002 OLED television, let's go into the user menu and see what sort of adjustments we can make in terms of the picture settings. If you click on the menu button, viewing mode are just the different picture presets that Panasonic has provided on this OLED television. The default out-of-the-box picture preset is normal, which applies to much video processing and has an overly blue color temperature, so I recommend that you switch to one of the more accurate picture presets such as Cinema, TX Cinema, Bright Room, True Cinema, or the professional modes. Now let's stick to True Cinema and go into the user menu. Luminance level is basically the equivalent of the OLED light control on LG OLEDs. It determines the light output from the television. The higher it is, the brighter the screen will get. Contrast allows us to set the digital white level without affecting black level. Brightness allows us to set the video black level. If you set this too high, the whole picture will wash out because the blacks are just raised unnecessarily and become gray. Whereas if you set this too low, you will start losing shadow detail. Color and tint are the global color adjustment controls. Sharpness applies edge enhancement. Now, the sharpness control on Panasonic TVs are generally very refined. They don't actually cause as much ringing or harshness, unlike the sharpness control on other brands. Color temperature warm too. And notice that in this most accurate picture preset, most of the unnecessary video processing like vivid color, color remaster, noise reduction, impact remaster, and resolution remaster has been switched off by default, which is very good of Panasonic. If there is one brand who understands video fidelity and color accuracy, it is going to be Panasonic out of all the TVs and projectors that we have reviewed to date. If we had to place a bet on a company that doesn't actually tamper with the video processing, that doesn't actually feature any underhanded noise reduction or undefeatable edge enhancement, it is going to be Panasonic. Intelligent frame creation is Panasonic's frame interpolation system. I've set it to custom. There are 3 levels of min, mid, or max, but under the custom control, you can set the blur reduction and film smooth independently of each other. Blur reduction and film smooth are similar to the deblur and dejudder function on LG OLEDs, or the blur reduction and judder reduction function on the Samsung TVs. Clear motion basically turns on black frame insertion. If you turn it on, hopefully from the camera you can see that the image gets a bit darker, and also there might be visible flicker to your eyes. This is just how black frame insertion works. Basically, it inserts black frames in between the original frames to clear our retinal persistence and reduce motion blurring for sample and hold displays. What we can see that is different from previous Panasonic motion implementation is that they have actually taken out clear motion. Previously, clear motion was actually found under the intelligent frame creation submenu, but they've actually taken it out and put it in the main menu, presumably because black frame insertion is not actually a motion interpolation. So I think Panasonic, for the sake of accuracy, wants to separate interpolation and black frame insertion. Advanced settings. Let's go into advanced settings. Color gamut allows you to just choose the various color gamut within the specified signaling. White balance allows us to calibrate the grayscale. R gain stands for red gain, green gain, blue gain, red cutoff, green cutoff, and blue cutoff. The gain controls affect the brighter portion of the image for calibrating grayscale. The cutoff controls affect the darker portion of the image. Now, one criticism we have for Panasonic displays is that when us professional calibrators like myself, we calibrate our television, we usually place a probe on the screen to take measurements in real time. Now notice that as I make the adjustment, if I adjusted red gain and I wanted to move on to green gain, the whole menu have to actually appear again, thus obscuring the area of measurement. And then if I wanted to adjust something again, the whole menu comes up again. This is a very different implementation from the likes of LG. LG, when you actually do all this adjustment, the South Korean brand just put a small area of adjustment at the bottom left corner, which is darkened as well, so that it doesn't actually affect the APL or average picture level of our measurement. Whereas Samsung and Sony, they also allow calibrators to switch from one control to another without the whole menu covering up the screen again. So this is an area that Panasonic potentially could improve on to make life easier for professional calibrators like myself. But having said that, Panasonic has one really fantastic feature that is until this year not available on any other TV brands, in that they have a direct display control function that allows professional calibrators with the appropriate software and the appropriate connection to directly make the adjustments from our laptop on the television without touching the user menu, without needing to use the remote control whatsoever. So that's just a side note on the calibration side of things, and then we move into, alright, let's go into white balance again. More detailed adjustments allow us to calibrate every single 10% of video interval. And then if we go to color management, this allows us to adjust the three primary colors of red, green, and blue, and the three secondary colors of cyan, magenta, and yellow. And under each color, there are three further parameters for us to adjust. Hue, which adjusts the tint, saturation, which adjusts the saturation, and luminance, which adjusts the brightness of the color itself. Again, all these controls with the direct display control that Panasonic provides in conjunction with Spectracal's software Kalman, it can make life really easy for professional calibrators. Gamma, you can set different gamma values to affect the signal level, the signal luminance level for either dark room or bright room viewing, and there's also a BT186 function. And there's a 10-point gamma controls as well. If we go into the option settings submenu, game mode allows you to lower the input lag if you switch it on. Film cadence mode is applicable to interlaced content, let's say from broadcast television. Let's go into content type. Okay, content type, auto is generally the best setting, but on previous Panasonic Plasmas, we had to switch this to a certain value to extract the highest brightness using the panel luminance high control while maintaining a stable gamma. HDMI EOTF type allows us to set the transfer function on this TV depending on the original material. Now auto is generally the best setting for most users, but let's say you only have an SDR test disc but you would like to calibrate for HDR, you can use the PQ function to force HDR mode on for HDR calibration. Oh, let's switch this off, because it certainly doesn't look natural. And HDMI colorimetry type also allows us to force certain types of signaling on the TV for calibration if you wish, but again, auto is going to be the best setting. Rec 609 is for standard definition, Rec 709 is for high definition, and Rec 2020 is for ultra high definition. Notice that there's no DCI P3 here, which is entirely correct because the signaling in Ultra HD Blu-ray is all based on Rec 2020 color, even though the mastering is done to a DCI P3 color space. The signaling itself, the signal itself is Rec 2020, which is why again, I respect Panasonic for this, for not trying to confuse the matter. They only put in Rec 2020 for Ultra HD Blu-ray, Rec 709 for high definition, and Rec 601 for standard definition. This is a company who understands video. RGB range lets you set it to normal for video or full for PC. Okay, and screen settings, right? Overscan allows you to enable or disable overscan. Screen display pixel orbiter just shifts the screen very slightly to prevent image retention. And new on this year's OLED, the EZ1000 and EZ1002 from Panasonic, is a panel maintenance function, which I don't think was present on the company's first OLED TV, which is the CZ952. I still need to confirm because it's been a long time since I've calibrated one, but I don't remember seeing this option on the CZ952, whereas it is present on the EZ1002 and the EZ1000. So clicking this on just basically allows us to manually trigger an OLED compensation cycle. Now OLED displays, OLED televisions, need these OLED compensation cycles to clear up image retention and also to improve its uniformity. Normally, most OLED televisions over the last couple of years, 2016 and 2017 sets, they routinely run a small compensation cycle after 4 hours of accumulated operation anyway. But if for some reason you feel that that's not enough and you want to trigger a major compensation cycle, you can go into panel maintenance function and manually start it. Okay, so that wraps up the picture settings in the user menu of the Panasonic EZ1000 or EZ1002 OLED television. We will be reviewing this TV over the next couple of weeks. So if you have any questions about this TV or anything you want us to test in our review, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed this video, please click the like button, would really appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber yet, I would appreciate you smash the subscribe button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.